What if I told you that the top that I'm wearing right now used to be my son's swim shorts? And the other day he was trying to get it on. It didn't fit anymore. And I was looking at it. All I could see was a top. All I could see was a top. I think the way you look at this top now is completely different than before I told you this, right? Why do I tell this story? Because this is not a story about fashion. I tell this story because I see potential and creativity everywhere. When I used to work for Dell, I had a partner in my account base, and they created software. And they were part of this huge bid for an African country that were going through elections. And they needed a party that was able to bring the voting machines to the people, because they were living everywhere and nowhere. They needed to be remote, it needed to be robust. Whatever solution they offered, it needed to be out of the box. And as I was talking to the partner and understood the use case, I was like, you know what, we have an OEM team in Ireland. And so I connected them with our team, and we started to create a OEM solution, an out-of-the-box, unique solution for this specific bit. What we did was we pre-installed their software. We would use Logitech fingerprint reader and webcam for face recognition, etc., etc. And the US Army used, back in the days, I'm not sure if it's still the case, but back in the days they would use Dell computers because they had this specific line that was very robust, and we used that to make sure that it wouldn't break if it would fall. And we made a sachet around it for the transportation to make it easy. They ended up winning that bid, meaning I closed the largest OEM, or even the largest deal in general, of 2.5 million. And it was celebrated worldwide. Like, I even got emails from people I've never met, higher up in the hierarchy, to congratulate us on this huge deal. I think what made this deal unique, if anything, was the fact that this did not exist. Yeah, we had Logitech stuff, and we had, laptops, and yeah, our partner had their software, but we created something that didn't exist. And this top reminded me of that story, because just as much as I use that in my personal life to be creative and to create beautiful things, I used that back then in business too. And it made me incredibly, incredibly successful. This is not about fashion. This is not about a top. This is not even about that OEM deal that was worth 2.5 million. This is about seeing potential. This is about creating something new, using what is already there and upgrading it. And I use this gift also with people. I see what is there even if you don't see it yet. And I help you bring that out to not just upgrade your business, but also your life, to enhance that beauty, the potential, the brilliance. So if you know you have more in you and it's not fully coming out, I help you unlock that. All the details in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I see you in tomorrow's episode.